Hi, this is Rick Patterson. Thanks for coming to my video today. Today we're going to talk about how to repair a leaking bathtub faucet. Now the first thing you want to do is feel the water, okay? And the water that's dripping out right here, it's cold, all right? So that tells me my leak is coming on the cold water side. If it was hot, obviously it would be coming from the hot water side. So traditionally when you're working with any kind of faucet, traditionally, if it's plumbed right, the hot water is going to be on the left hand and the cold water is going to be on the right hand. So that's a general rule if it's done correctly. Now just go check your faucets and find out for yourself. But in this case it was plumbed correctly. I have felt the water and it's cold water. So I'm going to be working on the right hand side here. So first thing you want to do is go to your cutoff valve. Now there's usually two places in most homes where you can do this. One is out at the curb. You find where your meter is and you take a curb key and then you go turn that off perpendicular and not in line with the water line going to your house, but perpendicular crossways, and that's the off position. Okay, there's several ways to do that. One is that you can just turn some water faucet on in your house, go outside to the street, open up the curb lid, if you will, the meter lid to the curb, and then lift it up and look at your meter. It will be spinning. The little red indicator will be spinning if it's the old style. If it's the newer style where it's electronic readout, you'll have a digital readout where that's happening. And what you do is just take the curb key and turn it and until it's perpendicular. So the key itself is just turned where the shutoff valve is perpendicular crossways to your line going to your house. Okay. The other way is going to inside of your home, whether sometimes it's in the garage, sometimes it's in a basement, or sometimes it's just in your the same closet or same space where your hot water heater is, or what we call it nowadays is water heater. And what you do is again turn that valve perpendicular so it'll be in line, and so you just turn it either way, left or right. Usually it's up to turn it off, sometimes it's down, but whatever works, where it turns the water off. Then you want to come back into the bathroom or the tub or somewhere that's convenient and test that. Okay. Now let's say that your all your plumbing, you'll say your water heater's upstairs, your water lines are up in the attic and they're coming down into the house. You want to turn the faucet on and let the line inside your home completely drain out. And that could speed up through flushing a toilet or just turning on a faucet, if you will, in the bathtub or shower or in the bathroom here like I'm in. Just turn the water on the cold side until it's completely drained out. Now because we're working on the cold side, you want to do that. If it's at the hot side, what you would do is just turn off that valve, or you could do something else, is just go to the water heater and turn the cutoff valve that the water supply goes into the water heater and just turn it off. That comes out, not necessarily into, but sometimes it's on the outside as well. So whatever fits you, go to that water supply, whether it's hot or cold, turn the water off, whether it's at the curb for the whole house. If you're in an apartment, sometimes that doesn't work, and you'll have that cutoff valve at your water heater or inside. Or sometimes if you're in a condo where you're sharing the same space with 8 other or 4 other condos within your building, you have to make arrangements for the maintenance man to come and give notice to everyone saying the water will be turned off for a couple hours or 2 hours or however that works, and have that done for you. But in case you're in a home, most of the people that watch this kind of videos, like yourself or do-it-yourselfers or DIY home fix-it people. So if you're in a home, you want to do one of those things there. The first thing you want to do is get to the screw behind the handle to remove it. So what I do is just take a sharp point of any kind, like a screwdriver, and pull this cap off. Now inside this handle is is a screw, so I'm going to unscrew this. Again, to unscrew anything, it's usually right to left, counterclockwise, and you pull this screw out. And just a word to the wise, what you want to do with any of the screws that you're working with is put it off to the side, whether it's on the floor or just somewhere away from the drain, because if you drop anything down that drain, it's pretty much gone or hard to get to. So let's put that to the side. And now what I have is a challenge to get this off, and I'm going to introduce to you a tool called a bathroom faucet extractor. Let's take a look at it. Now what we have is a tool called a bathtub handle extractor, and this is used in cases where the handle does not come off correctly or very quickly. So what you're going to do is take this part right here and turn this section to where the cone comes down and the tongs open up. Okay? So I'm going to take this, put this inside, close up the tongs around this particular handle right here. So I've got that in a pretty good grip where it just grabs on the inside. And then what I do here is turn this section and put the handle. There's a section that goes in and pushes up against the handle itself inside. And then what I do is just pull. Now this slides, and you want it to be able to slide because you're going to use this as in a hammer, so to speak, to pull this completely off. So this is how this works. So let's give it a try. And that's how you remove a handle, a bathtub handle, when it's resistant like so. So it came off very, very well. What I have here is a special kind of pipe wrench that I use, and it opens up with your thumb. Okay? So what I have is a sleeve for a faucet here that I'm trying to get off, because I want to take out the stem. So it's giving me some resistance. So what I'm going to do here is put this onto the sleeve and see if I can encourage it a little bit. The channel locks did not work, it was too slippery. So this gets me started, and now I can remove the sleeve completely like that. Alright, the next thing we're going to do here is remove the stem. So there's a couple of ways that we can do this. I'm going to go ahead and take out the whole, remove the whole stem itself, and check to see if I can replace the seats and the rubber gaskets and the ring on this faucet here. Now I've got the fitting on here and found the right size, and then again we're going to turn counterclockwise. Sometimes that happens. And got this off. So this is a really cool tool to use, and it's a stem remover. It's a stem valve remover, if you will, and that's what that looks like there. I'm going to lay this to the side, and okay, so now we're going to. Looks like when you take the stem out, I've got a rubber seat on the end of it. I've got a gasket inside here. I'm going to have to get to a ring. I'm going to have to get to, And then I've got some packing in here. So what I'm going to do is take my channel locks, hold this, and the other end of my remover, I'm going to take this and put it over here, and then take my rod, put that through there, and then just disconnect and unpack the shaft ring there. And then this turns counterclockwise. So you see it going up as I turn it counterclockwise. And then what I'm going to do is reveal not only the threads, but when I take this completely out, again, make sure that the drain line's plugged up. I'm going to take a screwdriver, and I've got some packing inside. And I've got to make sure that I hold on to the packing, and then there is another little ring that's inside there as well. So now what we're ready to do is a couple of things. First off, we're going to put a ring right here, right below it, and we're also going to take this rubber gasket, disconnect this like so. Just take a Phillips head screwdriver, unscrew it, remember, counterclockwise. Take it, put it aside. The screw and the gasket. Now, you've got to take this gasket with you. I'm going to put the screw off to the side here where I don't lose it. Take this gasket with you and replace it, plus take the stem with you as well. So you want to take the whole deal, the whole enchilada, so to speak. And there is a ring right here that you're going to replace. Now, oftentimes, be real gentle with this, by the way, when you're taking this off. I just take a screwdriver, kind of work my way around it. Be really, really gentle with it because you can tear it, and you kind of want to get the exact same size. So I've got this ring here I'm going to take with me. I've got this end cap or end gasket, a flat washer that I'm going to take with me as well. And the stem. It's really important when you go to replace these that you take all three of these pieces with you, because if you don't, it's only going to be guesswork. So they have ways of measuring. Now there's nothing wrong with this stem whatsoever, so all I'm going to do is just replace the flat washer and the ring, and put some new what they call packing. This is graphite rope or graphite string. It's rubberized, and I'm going to pack it inside, then put the ring back on, and I'm going to show you how to do all that stuff. So now we either have this with us, and if we don't, then we got to take all three of these pieces to the hardware store. So I'm going to go make a trip to the hardware store. Okay, so we've got everything that we need. We have the replacement washer and the O-ring that we're going to apply, and so we have everything here with us that we need. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and take this apart, take this off, and put this to the side. Now what I did was I went to a local hardware store and got what we call a Pro Valve pack, and it's got assorted flat washers in there. There's over 100 of them, and just so happened to have the fitting that I need. So I've got the new washer, and I'm going to put this in. Now again, kind of take a look at this. This should fit in there exactly, okay? So it does, and what I'm going to do is take that original screw and put it back in, and I'll tighten that up real quickly. Okay, that's set. And by the way, you don't have to bear down on this whatsoever. Just take it and get it down flush, if you will. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and take a Phillips screwdriver and screw it in like so. Again, when you tighten anything, you want to go clockwise. So that's done. Don't have to use any force on that whatsoever. The next thing I'm going to do is put the ring around this section here. It goes around the screws. You got to be real careful and just kind of roll it on. So now it'll fit like so. Alright, then what I'm going to do is put this back together, and again, it doesn't turn clockwise. This is different. On this one it turns, to tighten this up you've got to go clockwise, but usually to unscrew and things like that, because see, I'm going backwards. This is the end that goes inside towards the wall. So I've got that, and that's a good fit there, good seal, and so we're good there. Next thing I'm going to do is apply the packing that goes inside here. And so what I'm doing here is just using what we call graphite valve packing. And so you take this out. It's kind of rubbery feeling. It does stretch. It does have some elasticity to it. And I'm just going to feed this in a little bit. Wrap it around a couple of times. And I'm going to go ahead and pull on it and let it stretch. That way it will fit inside. I'm just going to go around probably about 3 times there. Okay, and then now I'm going to take the cap here, push this in, unscrew this part here, hold everything, pack it in there, and if you need to, you can take a screwdriver, kind of just take it like so, and literally pack it in. Okay. And screw that in like so. Okay. And I'm having to unthread this a little bit to where it will pack as I need. Alright, do the best you can by hand first, and then take your tools and tighten up this section right here and this section right here. So let's do that now. Now how you do that is take a crescent wrench. And what I do is just open it up, hold that in there, like so. Get it one more time. Okay. Tighten this up a little bit by hand. Just like this. Then I take my channel locks and grab a hold like so. Grab this, tighten it up a little bit. And then just tighten it up. There we go. You don't have to bear down on it or anything like that. So now we've got our packing in there. We've got the new ring and we've got the new flat washer. Everything's secured and it looks like it's working just fine. Good. All right. Now we're ready to go ahead and reinsert the stem back into the what we call the water tree and go from there. Okay, now what we need to do is apply the to the threads some Teflon tape and also some joint compound to make sure it doesn't leak right here at this particular point. So again, what you're going to need on this is the joint compound, a spool of some Teflon tape, and of course some toilet paper, any kind of paper whatsoever to wipe your fingers clean. Now what we're going to do here is go ahead and take a little bit of this. It's going to be kind of messy. So you're going to take a little bit of this compound and apply it right here to the threads, and you're just going to wipe it all the way around. Make sure it gets inside the thread here like so. Do this all the way around. Get the compound all the way in there. Okay, now once that's done, then what we're going to do, I'm going to wipe my finger, get that cleaned off a little bit. Don't try to be too nasty. Then what we have is the Teflon tape. Now the secret to Teflon tape is this. You've got to put it on in the same direction that you're going to be putting on the thread. So what we're going to do is put the Teflon tape on, and the Teflon tape about it. You've got to go in the direction that you're going to turn. So I'm going to go clockwise with this because this is the direction I'm going to turn, and insert. So, okay, now we've got that all ready and ready to insert. So we're ready to go to the next step. Now what we're going to do is just simply get this started back on, and you've got to make sure it's kind of square going in. If you put it in at an angle or whatever, you have a strong tendency and a likelihood that you're going to do some cross threading. You don't want to do any cross threading. So we're going to take it just like so and tighten this up as we go. Bear down on this if you have to. Just want to make sure that you're completely on and in. Now what we're going to do is put on the sleeve. Put the sleeve back on. And this actually fits around that whole fitting. So this will just tighten up. This has got a contraption that you just slip inside like this, and what that does, it keeps it snug. And go ahead and put this end over the sleeve like so. And now we're ready to put the handle back on. Now, just kind of show you something interesting here. The inside of this handle has got a lot of soap cake up. Like I say, this is a very, very old tub and faucet. So I'm just going to take something like something straight and hard here and just take it and clean this out all the way around. If I have to take like sandpaper and sand that out, then that's what I'm going to do there. But make sure that's safe and clean and completely scraped out. The next step we're going to do is place the handle back on there correctly all the way in, and then take the screw, put it back in, and you want to tighten this up.
What?
Okay, that's good and tight. Then you take the cap, and it's kind of cool to go ahead, since it's in the off position, to put that in, back like that, straight up. Now the last thing you're going to do is, one, test this, make sure it turns good, it does, and it's in the off position. Then you want to go to your cutoff valve that you turn the water off on and turn it back on. Come here and test it. Make sure it doesn't leak. There's no leaks out around here, and then that the water turns on and off as it should. This is Rick Patterson. Thanks for coming to my video. See you next time. By the way, before you go, I want to encourage you to check out my other videos, and you'll see a link below. Click on it. The 1,000th person that subscribes to TheHandymanToolbox.com gets a free tool. Go ahead and register now. See you there.